Thanks, Libby. Stoke City have given themselves an opportunity to take the relegation scrap to the last day with an admirable display against Liverpool. But with the league table looking bleak, the Potters will be desperate to hold on to key players. Tom Saunders has more.
England's potential number one for the World Cup, Jack Butland, is a target for Liverpool in the summer, and one of the main deciding factors on this deal will be if Stoke get relegated. But at the moment, Butland's main focus is on his current side and providing inspiration for fans young and old.
Say that we had a few chances of down reflection. It was that one just over there that from our view I couldn't really see it, but it was so close.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. It looked close, judging by the reaction of the boys. It looked like it was close, but it was a good result, wasn't it? It was a good defensive performance.
Stoke have two must-win games against Swansea City and Crystal Palace left in the fixture list, and if they fail to stay in the league, they've called their home for the last 10 years, then the players could suffer serious financial deductions. Hopefully for Potters fans, this will prove even more of an incentive to stay in the Premier League. Tom Saunders, StaffsLive.
Burton go into the final day on Saturday, knowing they are relying on other results, but their positive win at the weekend has meant that there are more targets for the Brewers to aim at. Ben Husband has been looking at the Championship survival requirements.
Burton's victory over Bolton on Saturday brings others into the Championship relegation battle, but manager Nigel Clough knows it's up to his side to get the result they need.
It does and it doesn't. It still means that we have to get a positive result. So that's not changed. I thought at the start of the day we were hoping if we did get a win, say if Brentford got anything at all, then it could go there and fluke other results. But yeah, all of a sudden there's Reading, Birmingham, everywhere a few more in the mix. So it increases your chances, I suppose. But we have to get a result in this story. And if we don't get 3 points, they're too far ahead of us anyway. Yeah, and then all of a sudden there's a few other teams. I think the result would have been nice to have been out the bottom three ideally. With Barnsley winning means we're still in that third place. But of course, you only have to be out of it on the last day.
The Brewers know a win against Preston on Saturday is needed to maintain their Championship status on what promises to be a nerve-shredding afternoon. Ben Husband, StaffsLive.
The non-league season came to an end on Saturday with a lot at stake for our local teams. Richard is taking a look around at all things non-league.
Leighton Town had a chance of making the playoffs when they played Stockbridge Park Steel on Saturday. Sam Grimshaw scored a stunner to give them the win, but despite a 2-0 victory, they failed to make the playoffs as Stanford beat Cleethorpes Town.
We said before the game that's all we could do our bit, and I hope that we had a little bit of good luck over at Stanford. It was always going to be unlikely.
Meanwhile, Newcastle Town brushed off final day nerves as they beat Belper Town 2-0 to ensure survival.
If you can write the script, this is the best way of doing it. Obviously, we would have liked to have done it a little bit earlier.
Stafford Rangers manager Neil Kitchen has left the club after their 3-0 win, and the club have announced that they will appoint his successor on Thursday. Back to you, Dan.
For many teenagers across the country, May brings summer exams and revision, but for some at North Staff's Rowing Club have more than just schoolwork to battle with. Danny Barcelona has more.
200,000 people take part in rowing across the United Kingdom, and it's clubs like this in Leek that offer the opportunity for locals to get involved in the sport.
And the girls under 14s have come a long way since they started rowing together as a team 2 years ago.
They said we're going to start like this 6-week training course thing, and then we did indoor stuff first, and then we came to the lake and learned to row on an actual boat.
Tony Riddington oversees the whole division and said he's impressed with the effort that the juniors put in.
I know, and often modern day youth gets a bit of a bad name for not being able to do things like this, hard work and stickability, but these juniors here demonstrate it in spades. They really have got a lot of it.
Up next for the club is Shrewsbury Regatta, where they will hope to continue their impressive performances. Danny Barcelona, StaffsLive, Rudyard Lake.
In cricket, Ashmore Park lost to Meakin by 95 runs. Longton beat local rivals Burslem in a close match by 3 wickets. Stern beat Blythe by 9 wickets, and Whitmore edged out Leek, winning by 1 run.
For many people, dodgeball was the game they played at school when it was too cold to go outside. But increasingly, it's becoming a more well-respected sport, and Jake Bayliss headed to Stafford to learn more.
This famous clip from the 2004 film Dodgeball is about the extent of knowledge the majority of people have about the sport. However, here in Stafford, this group have gathered to gain their Level 2 coaching qualification. The course leader, Sean Granger, explains why people are drawn to the sport.
It's just so inclusive, it really is. You can turn up at any level and enjoy the game and play.
British Dodgeball, the sport's national governing body, was freshly formed in 2017, and with the World Cup set to be staged at Madison Square Garden this summer, those involved in the sport hope it will be at the Olympics before long, finally helping people to move on from scenes like these. Jake Bayliss, Stafford Sports Centre, StaffsLive.
Merlin Hall Speedway was called off on Saturday due to a waterlogged track. This is the second event in a row that has been cancelled for the Potters. Continuing with motorsport, the second race of the British Touring Car Championship took place at Donington Park over the weekend. Dan is now joined on our sofa by motorsport correspondent Ben Marvel.
Thanks, Rich. So Ben, tell me about the British Touring Car Championship.
So the British Touring Car Championship is a series of races, 14 races in total in the UK throughout the year, from the end of March to the end of September. All the races from Alton Park across the country, and it's very, very exciting.
So how is it different than Formula One?
It's different in that in Formula One, huge amounts of money are invested into the cars, the drivers get paid more. There's also less publicity of the British Touring Car Championship. We don't have that much in terms of terrestrial TV coverage. There's very little, so I'd say they are the major differences.
Why are touring cars not so particularly well known?
I would say there's a geographical issue. Obviously, there are many teams, I mean, Eurotech, for example, who are Tamworth-based. There are many teams in the West Midlands, the East Midlands and the South East. There aren't so many in the South West or the North West, and I think that has an effect on kind of limiting the amount of publicity that actually that the tour gets.
And what happened this weekend?
A very interesting series of races this weekend. 3 different races, of course, in the qualifying, and unfortunately Tamworth didn't do very well.
And back to Libby with